Is there a holy grail when it comes to trading? We've all looked for one. We've all been that trader where we've almost searched for a system that has a 100% strike rate. Even though we know loss is a part of the game, it's almost within our instincts. Why? Because we're looking for certainty. But when you've been trading for a long time, you realize there is no such thing. You will never find certainty in the markets, and it's about being comfortable with uncertainty. Most people think that it's technicals. Technicals is a sliver, it's a fraction compared to what is on the other side of that, which is your mental, your trading psychology. Now I'm going to be going deep into this. We're going to be digging into this. So what are you really looking for when it comes to gaining the full edge? We're so obsessed with this idea of having a system that has an edge. Whether you're trading support and resistance, whether you're trading supply and demand, whether you have an algorithm, or you're trading with indicators or raw price action, it doesn't matter. We're always looking for an edge. But let's think about it. What is an edge? An edge is to have an upper hand. So if you have a system that has a statistical edge, who has to execute that? You. What is the number one thing that traders neglect? Themselves, their mind. So what are we really looking for when we say Holy Grail? Because there is one. And over my 17 years of trading the markets, I've come to realize that the real Holy Grail is between your ears. It's your emotional composure. It's you getting to a point of having emotional control.
Rewired has definitely helped me become more sharp. I mean, it's 12 o'clock in the morning now, and I have done so much. I have done the equivalent of what I do the whole day. I have done in between 5 a.m. and 12 o'clock. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power when and if it is organized into definite plans of action. But Rewired is specialized knowledge in that it helps you identify exactly what you need to work on, and it shows you how you work on that thing to get better.
And you need specialized knowledge. And when you're running trades at 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, you're going to need your emotional composure. This is not one of these things you're going to love it and I think you're going to really enjoy listening to it and you're going to be like, oh, that was really good. I mean, the impact that this will make from the exercises, I think, is going to get the most out of what we've done in a very long period of time. That by the end of it, you're going to be able to self-diagnose how you can be performing at your peak. And once you've done it, it's going to be virtually impossible for you to fall off track. Watch what people do, not what they say. 8 years of me doing exactly what I said I would do, and that exclusive access to the fund, not getting that anywhere else. I'm not opening it up to the public. I never will, for that key reason. We're after the best of the best, and whether you trade our strategy, that's one avenue in, or if you're going through the mindset training, then I absolutely welcome you in. If you're done with excuses and you are sick and tired of not seeing results, and now you want to start becoming a professional, now is your time. I am a professional trader who's been trading for almost 2 decades now. I have helped hundreds of traders now scale up from literally starting at 0 to now being 6 and 7 figure funded. And I'll tell you this, the one thing that this game has taught me, that having the skill to do this business alone isn't enough for you to make money. Not long term anyway. It's psychology, it's discipline, it's how you execute when you've got all the pressure on. That is what separates the 5% from all of the rest. Why do you think that I launched Peak Performance Trader, the 3rd layer in the Rewired program? We have now had hundreds of traders go through this material, and it's very simple. The results that we are seeing are mind-blowing. Rewired is already still massively underpriced, and when you consider how much ROI that you get out of Rewired, it is insane. So if you're serious about optimizing your trading, this is what you need to know and this is what you need to do. Maximize your time and you will maximize your profit potential. Our traders are getting twice as much done in half the time. If you audited what you spend your time on and where you think you spend your time in, you would have a massive difference in your results. I'll give you a really simple example that you can look at. Imagine you're someone right now who goes, yeah, I'm really efficient. I think I operate at my peak. Okay, well, I'll give you a simple exercise. Actually write down where you spend your time. So you know when people do this exercise before, and let me know if you've done it, where you've wanted to track your calories, you want to track what you eat. And you'll have this idea of going, oh, I eat healthy, you know, this is what I think that I eat, and this is how much calories I think I consume. And I mean, I was shocked the very first time that I'd done this. And then when you actually start writing it down, you realize, oh, I had this, I had a little bit extra, I'd done that. Oh, I didn't realize there was this much calories in this olive oil, and so on. And what you think you consume versus what you actually do is like, whoa, there's way more than what I realized. Now, try and imagine that with your time in your day-to-day tasks. And you'll think, well, oh, I don't spend as much time in the gym. Well, let's have a look at it. You'll go, oh, Mark, I work out for 45 minutes. You might go to the gym, you might be in the gym for 45 minutes. How long does it take you to get there? What's the prep work beforehand? Are you just instantly ready for the gym? Like, do you make a shake beforehand? Do you have a pre-workout meal a certain amount of time before? Like, people don't realize how much time. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm saying that if you're not efficient, a session that should take you 45 minutes at the gym could turn into like 3 hours when you start taking into consideration prep work, post-meal, travel, and it's just wastage that can be condensed. Now imagine you do that at almost everything all day, and you go, right, oh, there's not enough hours in the day. There absolutely is, you're just not efficient. And if you don't become efficient, you could be wasting like 3-4 hours a day. Imagine you suddenly had 3-4 hours spare that you could now spend on trading, backtesting, journaling, getting better at the system, working on your mind. Now extrapolate that out every day throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, and realize you're not losing because you're not capable of becoming a great trader. You're losing on the most bullshit metric, which is you just got no control over your time. Having your psychological edge is absolutely crucial to have on lock. All I need you to do is think about two things: your statistical edge and your psychological edge. Then I want you to think about edge as a whole. So what comes to your mind when you think about edge? I bet you all you think about is technicals. When someone says, right, my edge, all you're thinking about is your strategy, that's it. You're not realizing that you're the one trading the account. You don't take yourself into consideration. You're just looking at theory. Well, you're not a robot. You're the one that's got to trade it. You're the one trading the funded account. You're the one that has to make a decision based off of how many losses you've just taken, whether you're going to take the fifth trade or not. So you got to have both on lock, your technical edge and your psychological edge. Now, what's really interesting to us is that we've found that over 80% of our traders that are funded and have gone through the Rewired program in a lot of detail will keep their accounts for over 2 years. Statistically proven, we can see this. And the people that lose their accounts the quickest don't have the training and haven't gone through the Rewired program. At what point do you not address the elephant in the room and realize, well, hold on a minute. These traders are all fairly competent at the same level from a technical point of view. There's not a huge difference in this trader is extremely more proficient or knows their strategy more. And this is strategy neutral, by the way. This is not just a Falcon strategy. Why is it when they go through this program psychologically, in this order, they seem to gain this upper hand, this almost unfair advantage over the average trader? It's because the formula is there, the recipe is there. Now, I don't know about you, I don't want to be a trader who's losing my account, or if I do get funded, I'm almost at this unfair statistic where I'm 80% more likely to probably lose my capital versus keep it. I know what stat I would want to be in. This makes you money, and lots of it. Do you think the traders that have gone through this program are now in a position where they're funded, they're getting withdrawals, they're getting payouts, they're seeing, 1,300, 1,200, 2,000, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, and so on, growing their personal accounts, not blowing their funded accounts? Do you really think they look back in regret and think, oh, it's a real shame I invested that money into that program? Now they're in a position where they're statistically more likely to keep their capital and they're making regular withdrawals. That is an insurance in and of itself to the trader. That person is not looking back and going, Mark, I invested this money, I wish I saved that. Absolutely not. They're just now excited and at the same time proud of themselves that they were brave enough to make a decision in themselves that was going to favor them. So these people, they're set now. They know how to think. They've got the recipe, they've got the formula, they've done the work. You can't forget it. Like, once you've rewired the way that you think, it's in there, it's cemented. And we give you the tools and the resources and the strategies to make sure that you maintain it. That's why you've got two decisions. You either choose to change, or you can be forced to change. Choice is yours. One of them you have control over, one of them you don't. One of them is reactive, one of them is proactive. So if you want to be reactive and be put in a situation where you lose so much money that you're now in this dangerous position where you've got to be forced to change, or you can go, no, I've got to be courageous, I have to be brave, trust myself, actually choose to change, and you have control over it. You're not escaping it, by the way. There is not an option in the next year, 2 years, or 5 years where you don't change. Oh, you're changing. You either choose to do it or circumstances are going to force you to do it. Now, from my experience, when you're forced to change, it's extremely painful and it's way more costly. Exclusive access to our in-house fund. Now, many of you may have heard of me talk about this goal, which is that we are aspiring to get to 100 million in capital allocation. Now, we've already got multiple seven figures, so we're already on our way. This is not a pipe dream. It's not a, I hope it happens, already happening. So we've been well on this track, especially from 2023 up until now. The past 2 years have been absolutely phenomenal of growth. And I think that's down to two things. The level of support and infrastructure that we have, our strategy as well, we've refined it and we've added layers to it. That's definitely added to the reason why people are becoming more profitable. But I think the key thing is the catalyst is the Rewired program, because we can see that has been fundamentally crucial for people keeping their capital for as long as possible, scaling up and getting withdrawals. And we're really proud of that. The incredible thing about this is that you might have your own strategy. So people that are in the Rewired program that have got an edge, you know, they've got a system that is battle tested, backed by real data, they just need that training. They are very fortunate because they're now not at the mercy of all these different prop firms that are here today, gone tomorrow. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some great ones. But at the same time, that extra level of security, as a Rewired member, they can now tap into that fund. So as we grow this towards 100 million over the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to be having traders not that are just in Falcon, but traders that are trading their own strategy, and we welcome that. And I can't wait to see them scale up in the Rewired community. My goal for this is really simple. I don't want anyone to feel like they're just a number on a spreadsheet. I've never been like that. Anyone who's been in Falcon for years, they will know my style. I build real relationships with people because I actually care about people. And I've always wanted to be that beacon of light, if you like, without sounding cliche, but just wanting to be that place where in an industry that we're in, where there's all smoke and mirrors and everyone's trying to tell you this is the best, you know, they're affiliated up to their eyeballs and always making decisions based off of their own game. People have seen my actions. Watch what people do, not what they say. Now, you have seen, if any of us followed us for a while, 8 years of me doing exactly what I said I would do. So what's the chances that you follow me for 8 years and every bit of my roadmap that I say, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I do it for 8 years? At what point do you go, yeah, he's probably going to fulfill on his promises because he has done 8 years in a row? I say that not to blow my own trumpet. I say that because a lot of the times people say a lot of nice things, but if you watch their actions, they never do what they say they would do. Empty promises, and that's why they're here today, gone tomorrow. They pop up, they disappear, they fizzle out, they change their mind 15 different times. You know, they might as well learn a new language at this point. They're always chopping and changing, where we have remained consistent. And I want traders in our fund to have that confidence of our infrastructure, because we've had our fund for over 5 years. And I aim to build the best fund in this space. That's not going to be easy. It's going to be incredibly difficult, but I'm up for the challenge because I've committed my entire life to this. And what I am excited about is the relationships and the bonds and the connections and the network that we are building within the Rewired community of people that trade all different strategies. They now can network with 6-figure traders, 7-figure traders, in-person meetups, online webinars. They have all of the support they need and that exclusive access to the fund. You're not getting that anywhere else. I'm not opening it up to the public. I never will, for that key reason. We're after the best of the best. And whether you trade our strategy, that's one avenue in, or if you're going through the mindset training, then I absolutely welcome you in, because we don't make money from assessment fees. If that was the case and we were set up like a traditional prop firm, well then why wouldn't I? If I was that bothered about making money, I would just set up a prop firm and then I would just do that same model. If I wanted to make that money, I would have done it a long time ago. I don't care about that. I'm not interested in that. I'm not here for a quick fix. There are lots of different ways in this industry to make money. So if that is your skepticism, well, why wouldn't I just open it up to everyone? Do you not think I would make lots more money that way? I have zero interest in that because I have a real fund. I'm building it the right way. It will take longer, but guess what? It will actually change people's lives because it already is. Listen, guys, I told you before, the Rewired program is extremely underpriced and it has consistently gone up in value. The current price is $2,195. If for whatever reason that you are limited in capital, but you've now got the awareness that you want to invest into your future, we have separated it into different layers. So with the new peak performance trader, you can now access that separately for $495 at the current price. Now, I don't know how long or how much longer that's going to stay at $495, but for those of you that have now realized it's actually really risky for me to not start investing into myself, I would absolutely welcome you to at least be going into peak performance trader. we wanted to give you this opportunity to at least start to dip your toe in the water to understand how powerful this is. And at the end of the day, when you start making these investments in yourself and suddenly you start seeing these results, you start seeing that you had this block and you lost lots of funding, and now conveniently with the training that we teach you, you've now passed your assessment, you now have made a withdrawal. Do you really think you look at it and go, oh, I spent 495? Absolutely not. You make that money back extremely quickly by knowing how to think and optimizing your performance. But again, all of that material is in here. We actually had a competition winner, which was Wisdom. He's loved Peak Performance Trader.
The number one thing I found out going through Rewired is how much time it actually saves you as a trader. Rewired is specialized knowledge in that it helps you identify exactly what you need to work on, and it shows you how you work on that thing to get better. The Peak Performance Trader is so good. What would have taken me a couple of months to find out about myself and fix, right? Rewired has helped me figure that out in a couple of minutes, and the exercises literally help you find out exactly what you need to work on. So that is so beautiful about it. I believe it, I have said it, and I'll surely have it.
Here's the harsh truth. The market isn't going to wait for you to get your mindset right. But Rewired and Peak Performance Trader gives you the tools, the techniques, and the edge for you to dominate the market. If you're done with excuses and you are sick and tired of not seeing results, and now you want to start becoming a professional, now is your time. All you need to do is this: go through the free Rewired module. Never again will you guess as to why you're not making money. Impossible, absolutely impossible. You wouldn't have the audacity to say it. You go through the Rewired module, you will know. Not only are you going to pick up value regardless of whether you join the Rewired community, you're going to have value there, but you'll never guess again. It will be impossible for you to say, Mark, I'm not sure why I'm still not making money. I'm unsure why I keep blowing funding, and I'm unsure why I get in this position where I make money, then lose it, get funded and get unfunded. Never again will you have that confusion. And if I can at least deliver that to you in and of itself, at least you have knowledge. At least you now you're in the know. You have the power to be able to start to make change that's going to work in your favor. And I'd really hope to see you on the inside of the Rewired community, so you've got access to the full material, the full package, so you can start accessing the fund, scale it to 6 figures for the first time, get regular withdrawals, get to multiple 6 figures, and then if you play your cards right, you'll be well on your way to trading 7 figures of capital. And the good news is, along every single step, your life changes. Let's be honest, even when you start making 5K, 10K per month on average consistently, you already put yourself in an incredible position to live a better life. This is the first step. I really hope to see you in there. Honestly, make the change now before you're just forced to anyway.